Canada's top court has delivered a highly anticipated judgment, writing in a majority opinion that Ottawa's Impact Assessment Act (IAA) is largely unconstitutional. The IAA, previously known as Bill C-69, allows federal regulators to consider the potential environmental and social impacts of various resource and infrastructure projects. It was enacted in 2019. The IAA has long been controversial among conservative politicians in Alberta, including former Premier Jason Kenney, who frequently referred to it as the No More Pipelines Act. The ruling was part of a reference case which involves the provincial and federal governments asking courts for advisory opinions. Writing for the majority in a 5-2 decision, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Canada, Richard Wagner, said the process set forth in sections 81 to 91 of the IAA were constitutional and could be separated out. Those sections involve projects carried out or financed by federal authorities on federal lands or outside Canada and therefore fall under federal jurisdiction. Those provisions were not challenged as unconstitutional. However, Wagner wrote that the balance of the scheme involving designated projects was unconstitutional. Under the IAA, designated projects are those projects that are set out in the regulations or are subject to a ministerial order. Wagner wrote that, in my view, Parliament has plainly overstepped its constitutional competence in enacting these designated project scheme. Wagner wrote that environmental protection remains one of today's most pressing challenges, and Parliament has the power to enact a scheme of environmental assessment to meet the challenge. He said, but Parliament also has a duty to act within the enduring division of powers framework laid out in the Constitution. Federal Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault and Energy and Resources Minister Jonathan Wilkinson held a joint virtual media availability on Friday morning to respond to the ruling. During that event, Guilbeault said,
Thank you everyone for being here. Merci beaucoup d'être ici. I would like to thank Minister Wilkinson also for joining us at the start of his day in Vancouver. It's an honor and a pleasure for you to join me. J'aimerais reconnaître respectueusement que je me joins à vous depuis Montréal sur le territoire traditionnel de la nation Kanien'kehá:ka et des autres peuples Haudenosaunee. Today we accept the court's opinion. It provides new guidance on the Impact Assessment Act, while explicitly affirming the right of the Government of Canada to put in place impact assessment legislation and collaborate with provinces on environmental protection. We developed the Impact Assessment Act to create a better set of rules that respect the environment, Indigenous rights, and ensure projects get assessed in a timely way. We remain committed to these principles, and we are heartened that the Supreme Court of Canada affirmed our role on these core principles. We will now take this back and work quickly to improve the legislation through Parliament. We will continue to build on 50 years of federal leadership in impact assessment. We respect the role of the Supreme Court in Canada's democracy, and we will follow the guidance of the court and collaborate with provinces and Indigenous groups to ensure an impact assessment process that works for all Canadians. Our immediate priority will be to provide guidance to our many stakeholders and Indigenous partners to ensure as much predictability as possible for projects affected by this opinion. We fully understand that we need to act in a timely manner. The Government of Canada wants to ensure clarity and certainty for investment in projects this country needs. This is exactly what the previous Harper government and senior ministers like Pierre Poilievre failed to provide. So now we will return to our homework and commit today to address this quickly and continue to make Canada an attractive and predictable place to invest in good, sustainable projects as we create and protect middle-class jobs and advance on a path of reconciliation. Thank you.